part of an independent brokerage, a Black brokerage, is important to foster a positive mindset because of the mindset that has been indoctrined for hundreds of years into the Black community. Like I said earlier, that people think of real estate, they think of it being cutthroat. And when you think of the Black community especially, we always tend to have that crab in the barrel mentality. That mentality of if I succeed, I'm going to succeed on my own and I'm going to kick down whoever is trying to succeed with me. And we need to change that. And we need to change that to where we're uplifting people and we're uplifting each other and our peers, because when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. So I know you probably are all familiar with Willie Lynch and the Willie Lynch Letter. And I'm going to read that letter today because that is exactly where that mindset stems from. This speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners there. The term lynching is derived from his last name. Greetings, gentlemen. I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord, 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods of control of slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the James River, named for our illustrious king, whose version of the Bible we cherish, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human bodies along its highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and the rope on occasions. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple miles back. You are not only losing valuable stock by hangings, you are having uprisings. Slaves are running away. Your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit. You suffer occasional fires. Your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problems. I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your Black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantations, status of plantations, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on a hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you, distrust is stronger than trust and envy, stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. The Black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years. And I want to repeat that. The Black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old Black male versus the young Black male, and the young against the old. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all Blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, The slaves themselves will use them. Remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you. So this is why we celebrate independent Black-owned brokerages. It's very important to change this mindset and stop pitting each other against one another, and to support. And if Black lives matter, then Black economics should matter more.
Columbus, Ohio is a city with nearly 2 million people traveling throughout the streets of Columbus, living here, giving back to the community, working, living, and playing in Central Ohio. One of the concerns that I have as I look at the numbers, Columbus has and normally sells somewhere around 4,000 properties per month. Now, it is definitely of concern because when you look at those numbers, and if I take a sampling of who sold those homes, mostly those homes are not sold necessarily by the Black-owned brokers. We have a population of Black people in Central Ohio that nears around 18%. Given that population, we should be taking a percentage of the volume that goes through the sales transaction process. Although the numbers are not clear, I'm not clear on the numbers. What I can say is that as I've identified the Black-owned brokers that are independent brokerages in Central Ohio, and I look at the total number of sales amongst the Black-owned brokerages, we are certainly not getting a fair share of this marketplace. The one thing that I want to iterate after listening to the Willie Lynch Letter and just studying the concepts of Willie Lynch is that we are no longer in the confines of the Willie Lynch mechanism if we don't choose to be there. Right now, what I see that we have substantial opportunity if we can come together and begin a unity, collaborative, cooperative system so that all of our Black-owned brokerages that are independent are able to take advantage of what is presented within our communities. To me, it's a no-brainer. Right now, our markets, in terms of technology, in terms of knowledge base, in terms of being able to secure what should be, it is only a matter of cooperation amongst the independent Black-owned brokers to make it happen. So tonight, as we begin to enjoy the festivities of this evening, I just want to thank each and every honoree and all of their support systems as we come together and honor you for all that you've contributed to Central Ohio in making the Black-owned brokerages relevant. Thank you for attending. I hope you enjoy everything that we do this evening and understand that this is heartfelt, coming from all of us to all of you. Thank you and enjoy tonight.